welcome to February's production of Discovering the Law, an educational program directed to all of those who'd like to learn a little bit about the law. My name is Attorney Lucy Rivera, and I am here to introduce to you our very special guest for February, Attorney Angela McConney. Attorney Angela McConney is a Boston attorney appointed to the Civil Service Commission, and she volunteers for the Massachusetts Bar Foundation, for which she currently serves as the president. Angela, welcome to the Discovering the Law production of February.
Good evening, Lucy. It is a pleasure to be here.
Angela, tell us a little bit about you.
Yes, thank you, Lucy. So I've had a long career in public service. Before my appointment to the Civil Service Commission, I served as an administrative magistrate for the Division of Administrative Law Appeals. After my previous service as the Commission's General Counsel, I've also been a Suffolk County prosecutor and worked as a legal counsel in the Massachusetts House of Representatives. I'm also serving my second term as an elected town meeting member in the town of Milton.
Sounds illustrious and interesting career in public service, Angela. Congratulations, and we're grateful for all your hard work in furthering the public service. But tell us a little bit about the Massachusetts Bar Foundation. What is its mission?
So the Massachusetts Bar Foundation, or the MBF, represents the commitment of lawyers and judges of Massachusetts to improve the administration of justice, to promote an understanding of the law, and to ensure equal access to the legal system for all residents of the Commonwealth, especially those who are most vulnerable.
Laudable objectives, Angela. How does the Massachusetts Bar Foundation carry out this mission?
So the foundation was founded in 1964 and is the philanthropic partner of the Massachusetts Bar Association. So I've been involved for about 16 years. And last year, I was elected as the first president of color in the foundation's then 58-year history. So the foundation raises money from lawyers, judges, law firms, and others in the legal community to support our three priority funding areas. And those three priority funding areas are improving the administration of justice, promoting an understanding of the law, and expanding access to the legal system to all, regardless of income.
Very interesting. So about how many lawyers and judges are involved in the foundation?
So attorneys and judges who express an interest in our mission are invited to become fellows of the foundation. They make a financial pledge that can be as little as $150 a year. The fellows form the backbone of the organization as they support our work financially, through volunteerism, through committee and board service. So right now we have about 1,400 fellows. Some of the fellows contribute financially throughout the year or at the end of year annual appeal. Others choose to volunteer their time in helping us review grant applications and to make funding decisions. And some go on to be trustees. That is our board of trustees. So the board of trustees is comprised of 22 attorneys and judges representing all the regions of the Commonwealth and all areas of practice. So in addition to myself being an officer, the other officers for 2022, 2023 are Vice President Perry Wu, Treasurer Melissa Langa, and Secretary Ed Dombrowski.
Thank you, Angela. What are some of the projects that you guys support at the MBF?
So as I said earlier, we have the three priority funding areas. So number one is improving the administration of justice. So about 20% of our funding goes to relieve the burden on our courts by funding alternative dispute resolution programs across the state, like mediation and conciliation programs. And these programs are crucial because they help litigants to resolve matters out of court and help reduce the number of pro se litigants appearing in court. So that really helps the court docket. It's helping the court system to function, and it's also helping pro se people and also getting the matters resolved probably in a faster way. Another way the MBF helps to improve administration of justice is by investing in independent judicial education. So there's a program called the Flashner Judicial Institute that trains judges. So we also help to fund that. Number two, as I said earlier, was promoting an understanding of the law. And, we're very mindful that we need to continually cultivate a pipeline of new attorneys, especially attorneys of color and those with backgrounds that aren't fully reflected in our legal profession. And we hope that many of these new attorneys will be inspired to pursue career paths in public interest law. And the key to that is young people. So we support high school students in the Mass Bar Association's mock trial program, which teaches high school students the fundamentals of the legal system and allows them to experience aspects of a court case and process. Another high school program is the Supreme Judicial Course Program, Judicial Youth Corps, which brings students from urban areas, Boston, Worcester, and Springfield into the court system during the summer months to learn about the judicial system. So that's just the high school kids. For the law students, very exciting. We have a legal intern fellowship program with stipends for about $6,000 each for law students who intern as nonprofit legal aid organizations during the summer. And our students are wonderful. They're diverse by race, ethnic background, socioeconomic background, sexual orientation. Some of them are first-generation college students, first-generation Americans, immigrants, people who grew up speaking English as a second language. And some of our fellows actually grew up in households where they have family members of different immigration documentation status. So it's a very diverse group and wonderful students. And for the first time this year, we received funding from the Commonwealth to create a new Gantz Judicial Scholarship Program in memory of the late Chief Justice Ralph Gantz, and those will be stipends of $8,000 for law students working with interns with Massachusetts judges. I think the biggest area, that most people are familiar with us, is through our IOTA grants program, expanding legal aid to legal organizations across the state. And this is to help low-income clients with legal matters, civil legal matters. So it could be areas of domestic violence, housing, child and education advocacy, immigration, healthcare, access to benefits. And these programs, for example, someone fleeing a violent partner, someone denied special education services for a disabled child, facing eviction from your home, a refugee fleeing violence in your home country, an elder wrongfully terminated from healthcare benefits. So in these situations, the help of a legal advocate can make all the difference, and that's where our funding comes in. So we have programs in Berkshire County, for example, the Housing and Mediation Program, the Zara Homeless Program in Worcester, Northwest Legal Aid Domestic Violence Helpline Project, Metro West Legal Services Wage Theft Project, RIAN Immigration Law Immigration Services, South Coastal Counties Legal Services Elder Law Project, and the Barnstable County Bar Association Lawyer for the Day program. So when I say we cover the state, we truly cover the state. We truly are statewide, and we help vulnerable people all across the Commonwealth.
Angela, all this requires funding, as you mentioned. Does the Massachusetts Bar Foundation make grants, and how much money does it make for this grant to give away?
So every year is different. The economy changes. But last year, our total grants came to $2.6 million.
Very interesting. And what about how many legal aid programs does that fund for the Massachusetts Bar Foundation?
Yes. So basically, we were able to fund 89 programs at 64 different legal organizations. And those grantees ranged from large regional service providers to legal programs at small nonprofits and everything in between. And again, our grant making strategy is focused regionally with the belief that every region in the Commonwealth has unique needs and unique approaches to service delivery.
I want to tell everyone viewing us or will watch this program later on that this episode is about the president of the Massachusetts Bar Foundation, Angela McConney, and the Massachusetts Bar Foundation's work. This episode will be viewed at www.discoveringthelaw.com, and it's also going to be posted at the PNN's website. Angela,
Yes.
tell us a little bit about why is supporting the Massachusetts Bar Foundation so important?
Well, the work is crucial. There is a huge justice gap in Massachusetts. So to be eligible for legal aid in Massachusetts is 125% of the poverty level, which comes to $37,500 for a family of 4. So that's a very low bar. But even with income eligible clients, nearly 45% get turned away due to lack of capacity. That's a very, very high number. The other issue is that self-representation is a huge problem in the courts. People coming in the middle of, horrible difficulty, represent themselves in a court system. And also as lawyers, we have a responsibility really to give back, to use our unique skills in service to others. So this is an avenue for us to do that. And especially, as I said, to really shrink that it's a justice gap. It really is a justice gap. And I think as attorneys, we really, it's part of our responsibility to help shrink that huge justice gap in Massachusetts.
So in order to fill this gap, the Boston Bar, Massachusetts Bar Foundation would like attorney involvement.
Yes.
How would attorneys can get involved? How can they help out?
Yes. So I think I'll look at the whys and why would they want to get involved? So of course, you want to get involved. We're all living, working together in a democracy. Of course, we want to get involved to help our neighbors, to ensure equal access to justice for all. But it within the actual foundation, it's a wonderful collegial and philanthropic community. It's a place to have great networking opportunities, especially for younger attorneys, to get to know attorneys of different backgrounds across the state, different career levels, opportunity to take part in grant-making decisions in your own community, and to learn about legal services across the state. Because when we look at our grant-making, we have 2 different sets of committees, regional and also by topic. So every program gets a thorough review. For attorneys, especially younger attorneys who have an idea about philanthropy but aren't sure how to do it, it's a good way to learn about serving others, learning about working on a nonprofit, learning about working on a board, working with others. And again, understanding the impact that those dollars make on other people who are less privileged than we are. And I think also we, as attorneys, are truly privileged people. We don't understand that there are people in Massachusetts who don't have those advantages, and there are quite a few of them. How would attorneys get involved? We have a wonderful website, www.massbarfoundation.org, has all our contact information. We have wonderful staff who'd be happy to talk with any attorney who's interested in getting involved with the foundation. As I said earlier, some people don't have the time to serve on a committee, or we just want to do a 1-year program, or some people just want to send a check. We welcome any level of involvement, but please, www.massbarfoundation.org to get involved. And we also, you don't have to be an attorney. You can be a friend of the MBF. We have people who are interested in justice in the community who sometimes want to be involved. Thank you, Lucy.
Thank you, Angela. Tell us a little bit about the levels of involvement for the MBA. Like, is there tiers of contribution that they can donate, or how can they support it economically?
Yes. So for fellows, there are different tiers of fellows. So there's a $1,500 introductory level. Again, you can pay that as little as $150 over a 10-year period. I joined at that level because I was a humble assistant district attorney. And that was the level I could afford to come in. and that was almost 16 years ago. But it's so that everyone, any level of attorney, whether you're a government attorney, you're a part of the fancy law firm, if you're interested in serving others, you can join the Mass Bar Foundation. The next level is 2,500, then 5,000, and then there's the next level of president's level. So again, whatever level, and again, some people, like I said, just want to give a donation at the end of the year. Whatever level you're comfortable with, that is fine.
Angela, I want to bring you back as to IOTA. You mentioned something about IOTA.
Yes.
Could you tell us what is IOTA?
Yes. So IOTA is another, all these acronyms we use, as lawyers, we forget that. A lot of people don't understand what IOTA is. So IOTA basically stands for Interest on Lawyers' Trust Accounts. It is a program mandated by the Supreme Judicial Court. It requires lawyers and law firms to establish interest-bearing accounts for client deposits, which are nominal in amount or large amounts to be held for a short time. So basically, in regular English, lawyers don't collect the interest of clients' money. So if you're buying a home or any transaction short term, that money goes into that account, and the interest, so the interest, all the interest, pooled interest on all these accounts across the state is disbursed to 3 legal charities in Massachusetts: my foundation, the Mass Bar Foundation, the Boston Bar Foundation, and the Massachusetts Legal Assistant Corporation. So last year, that statewide pooled interest totaled $7 million. So that's quite a nice sum. And those funds can only be used for civil legal aid or programs that improve the administration of justice.
We're almost coming to the close of the program. We just have 25 minutes. But tell us a little bit about the Massachusetts Bar Foundation events. What's coming up? What do you have planned? You're the president. I would like to hear a little bit about you.
Yeah, so basically every year we have an annual meeting. Basically, it's our annual meeting where the elections are held. It's a nice time for all our fellows to meet annually, again, from across the state. So this year, the program is March 9th at Suffolk Law School. In the fall, we also hold receptions for our grantees. And because we are statewide, we always have one in Boston. And then there's always a second one, either in Worcester or Springfield or another Western Mass location. And again, those are occasions where it's good that the fellows come out, the judges come out, the grantees come out, and it's good for everyone to meet with each other. And then basically, I think, to see what the foundation is doing on a big level is people who are in the different parts of the state or in the different areas of practice get to meet each other and learn from each other and learn the good and be inspired to do more good with the foundation.
Angela, tell us a little bit. We still have a little bit more time.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about how the MBA promotes the understanding of the an understanding of the law for example, for high school students.
Yes. So it's the Mass Bar Foundation, or the MBA. So basically, for the high school students, we actually, I think it's March 15th, the mock trial is going to be at in Faneuil Hall. And I will be there presenting one of those big outsized checks to the winning high school. And again, it's a great way for the students to learn, to basically have a trial, have attorneys be the judges, and they go through a whole trial experience. And again, that's a nice way to get students to understand the law and get them into the pipeline system. And then the second high school program is Judicial Youth Corps program, which has the students, they work in the courthouses in Boston, Worcester, and Springfield with court staff. So the students, in addition to being in the courthouse, they're getting paid, and they also gain mentors. These students who are in urban areas get to meet judges, court clerks, and attorneys. They get to see how the law actually functions.
Now, you are called the Massachusetts Bar Foundation. So yes. I understand that for this high school students, and I suspect for everything else, you're not just based in Boston. Tell us about the other cities that this high school program will touch upon.
Right. So the program is Boston, Worcester, and Springfield.
Very
And the, I mean, we are a small state, but again, we always say that we are statewide. Um, we we work with all the bars. So we call the county bars, so the Norfolk County Bar, a Worcester County Bar, Boston Bar Association. So we work with all the bars, we work with all the programs to make these programs happen. And basically, I think all of us as attorneys know that we want to enlarge the practice. And we keep saying the word pipeline, but it really is a way of getting students interested in the law, students who wouldn't normally know an attorney, and to just experience the system, get to meet live attorneys, judges, court personnel, and learn it can be a profession for them. It can be a way of life for them.
That sounds necessary and very timely. Concerning the expansion of access to the legal system for all, your mission, what are some of the programs that these regions would cover in the state? For example, like I think you did mention healthcare advocacy, but are
Yes.
there other programs that you focused about when you're expanding access to the legal system for all?
Yes, I mean, and it there we cover so many programs. If you go on our website, we actually did a fantastic graphic that has a map of Massachusetts. Okay, so there's actually a map. There's actually a map on our website, and it shows you. So basically, I'm looking at it right now. So we have community legal aid domestic violence program all the way in the Berkshires. We have a family mediation program in Western Mass. We have programs in the North, the Jean Geiger program in the Northeast. We have stuff in the South Coastal. So we really, Lucy, we really cover the entire state and all practice areas.
Well, Angela, with 1 minute left, what are some of the key takeaways for the public? I know that we did mention domestic violence, housing, child and education advocacy, immigration, healthcare advocacy, access to benefits, and more. It just, as president of this amazing Bar Foundation and the mission, so important and necessary. Tell us some of your parting thoughts, and then we'll have to wrap up.
Yes. I'll say this, Lucy. I've been involved in many boards in my life. I could say that. Community boards, church boards, legal boards. And I can say in all truthfulness that this is the best board I've ever served on. Not because I'm president, but because everybody, not just the board, not just the fellows, everybody is so selfless and everyone takes this justice so seriously. In a democracy, we cannot leave our fellow citizens behind to falter. We cannot ignore. People must have dignity. And we must ensure that our fellow citizens have dignity. And dignity before the law, I think it was crucial in the founding of this country, and it's even more crucial now. But really, serving others. I think as attorneys, I get tremendous satisfaction out of serving others through the foundation. And it was a good way for me to learn more about philanthropy when I got involved 16 years ago. That time has gone by.
Well, it seems like yesterday, but your
Yes.
parting words will be echoes to our audience. And
Yes.
thank you again. We have to wrap up. I just want to thank everyone for listening to Angela McConney, president of the Massachusetts Bar Foundation. My name is attorney Lucy Rivera, and this is another production of Discovering the Law February. Thank you very much for watching this episode.
Thank you.